All right, gang. What's good? Okay, so today, oh, hope you guys enjoyed your day, cause I did. Okay, I did enjoy my day. All right, it was a bliss. It was fun. It was magical. It was pure, lovely. I'm joking. Anyways, so it's been a long time coming, and we are finally drawing the curtains on, you know, our beloved. Hold on, I'm coming. Okay, so we're actually drawing the curtains on our beloved a simple strategy. You guys are not going to believe what I'm actually like pinning right now. Alright, so guess what is in my hand? A kiwi, B lime, C fruit of grape, D lettuce. Because it's green. Shit. Oh my god. I was just about to put that in my mouth. Anyways, it's lime. This is the other one. So I don't know. I want to see how lime tastes. This is gonna be good. Ready? Now, well, first of all, it's bitter in it and slaps. Wow, I got. Mm, wow. Okay, that was actually bitter. Kind of fun. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that is bitter and it slaps. Jeez, bro. Okay, so let's start what I want to do for today. Okay, so first off, alright, you guys already know the topic. So we're going to be asking ourselves the question today of who exactly is the enemy, or what is the enemy? What are we fighting against? What is preventing us from reaching our goals? What is stopping us from reaching that full potential that we know that we can be, that we know that we have the capacity to be. Okay, so the only thing that is stopping us is ourselves. The only thing stopping you, my friend, is yourself. All right, and once you have drummed that into your thick, skulled brain, you are able to now ask yourself, okay, I am the problem. How? Okay, so let's look at how. So maybe sometimes, all right, you want to do something, and then when you want to do something, you are procrastinating. Let's do it today. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Eh, I'll do it after I'm done with this. And then when you're done with this or with the thing that you were doing, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to leave it for later. And they end up never doing it or never starting, which is one of the worst things that can happen for a person. Okay, never starting or never trying to do something that they wanted to do. That I consider as absurd and insane and something that is just a straight up enemy to yourself. So now this is have this picture in your head, alright? So when I say the enemy is you, I'm not saying that you should not go to war and wage war against yourself. No. It's an expression. It's like trying to say that you want comfort, you want protection, you want safety, you want security. You don't want to take risks. But then life is not really about that. And for me, I just feel like life won't be really fun that way. So how about a life like this? A life that is disciplined, a life that is consistent, a life that takes risk, calculated risk, a life that is, you know, that endures. How about that life? Okay. And how can you achieve this type of characteristics or attributes? By putting in the work. When you want to procrastinate, you tell yourself, no, I'm not even going to eat until I do this. And trust me, it helps. Have you ever questioned yourself, why is it that when I say that, okay, I'm going to do this thing, you actually end up doing it in most cases? Like for me, like there's this stuff that most people do. They'll I can't remember who exactly told me about it, but it was like just do a countdown. Alright, so you count down in your head. Let's say you don't want to do something, and you just count down in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. I'm gonna do it. Okay, same thing with exercise. Sometimes when you want to overrest, you want to stay longer than you should, bro. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you're on the next exercise. You get. So and that takes discipline. Okay, that takes discipline. That takes consistency for you to start seeing results. That takes determination, a pure mind that just wants to get it done and get it over with. Okay, and until you have that type of mind, you can't really, really, really make moves in life. Okay, that's just the plain fact. So we have to like I always say, this is also a message to myself. So we have to put in that work. Like we have to put in that zeal. Okay, we have to just sit down and be like, nah, I'm going to actually do this. And when you want to be different, you can't really be like the crowd. That's why you are different. Okay, that's why you separate yourself from people. You stand out. Okay, and yeah, the fact that the whole population is going one way doesn't mean you have to. That's what makes you stand out. Okay, so but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's still going to be you that makes the choice. You are the one that's going to make the choice. You are the one that is going to decide what you're going to do with your life. And okay, you take decisions for yourself. You are the sole decision maker for yourself. Whatever thing happens to you is your fault. Before, like, I didn't want to actually acknowledge this, but now that I do, it has made things a whole lot easier for me. Because once you can ask yourself the question that, okay, why am I like this? Or once you can acknowledge yourself, okay, that okay, I'm like this, you have to admit it. You have to admit it for yourself. You have to know why you behave like that, and then you will now be able to find or be aware about it, and then you'll be able to find solutions for that problem. If you are trying to find solutions for a problem, you have to identify the solution first. Even in they'll tell you in computer science, identify the solution first before you start looking for problem for solution, or and maybe possibly identify the threat, look for possible solutions, the you know I think identify problem, find solution, something about the agent who I've forgotten who they call the agent. Okay, that's the person that is behind the laptop doing the dirty work. Okay, so well, anyways, you get my point. Okay, that's what I'm trying to express to you guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, and then um, one thing I realized is that great things take time. Okay, maybe I've not actually experienced it, but I realized it like great things actually take time. They actually do. The fact that somebody is driving a new Mercedes is not something that he does. That is great too. That is great. The fact that somebody okay, let me not use buying a car. Let's say a person is so good at a skill. His craftsmanship is so great. He didn't just bounce up there. Okay, he didn't just become a good presenter. He had been practicing, doing it again and again and again. So he has become familiar with those type of things and that type of environment, and he sometimes can even enter into the zone. Okay, I believe I've already talked about the zone before previously. Do you understand? So your enemy is yourself. So you can also make your enemy your friend. Okay, you can make your enemy your friend. How? You give it discipline, give it consistency, give it hard work. Okay, give it patience. All right, and you know I've been reading some books lately, and like a lot has changed about my perspective. So like before, I just used to like be like, oh, if I just get this type of money now, I'll just buy a car. I'm not even thinking of any other thing again, and buy a house, and I don't know. Do you get? So like I don't understand that that's part of the rat race, and that it is possibly a liability because you have to have the assets. I'm like showing you guys a bit of financial knowledge here. You have to have assets that can cover that liability in order for you to still be growing and still be rich. Because the moment that your liability is greater than your asset is when you start to deplete. Do you understand? It's like it's like something is taken out from you more than is supplying to you. For instance, now if a community had a what can I use a feasible product? I'm trying to look for a feasible product. Uh, okay, it's just like let me use instance. So for instance, maybe you are in a business or you are doing or running a business, but you find out that somehow the expenses that you incur are actually greater than the revenue that is generated from that business. If that happens, I don't think it happens in most cases, but if that happens, that business has become a liability. Like, can you see? Can you see? So it's not just about a liability being buying things that take it's not about an asset being maybe a house. If the house expenses is taking more money away from you than it should, it's actually a liability. We don't have assets that can cover it up. Do you get like that's so crazy when I thought of it? I was like, wow, okay, that is crazy. Because then we have these fixed definitions of assets and liabilities, and then it's just like, wait, that's not really what it is in real life if you are practicalizing this. Okay, because even subscriptions to Netflix, Spotify, by the time you incur all the subscriptions together, you find out that it's taking like 80% of your revenue and only leaving 20% for you. And that 20% maybe you still use it to buy food or something, though you're still at the same position. Do you understand? So how do we get out of that? assets must increase, portfolio must increase. So you have to get assets that can cover all that liability. That's just where I'll stop. Okay. So like it was very, very inspirational, eye opening for you. Like yo, like I highly recommend reading books. Okay. So I think I'll stop here. All right. That's it for the video. Thank you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.